D, I'm going to have you do the cliche thing. I hate people do this, but I'm going to do it. Introduce yourself, please.
Hi, my name is D.W. Brooks. I am an indie romance and romantic suspense author living in Texas. I published my first book in 2023, Homecoming Chaos. I actually am a retired ophthalmologist and a kidney transplant survivor of over 8 years now. I live in Texas, and I have a couple of kids and a husband. And today is one of my kids' birthdays. She's now 21 today.
20. Here we go. I can't do it too loud. The sound will be bad. 21. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. No, she's fine. We gave her she got her gift this morning, and she saw her cake and saw her balloon. And now she's like, leave me alone until dinner
time. Me with my family.
Yeah, she's like, leave me alone till dinner time. I mean, her brother called and she talked to him for a little while. And then she's like, all right, until 4 o'clock is what she thinks dinner time should be, 4 o'clock. Then we can all gather back around. Other than that.
Yeah. Huh? She's busy.
Yeah, she didn't want to party or anything. So.
Good for her.
We'll reevaluate this summer. Maybe have a little gathering this summer. But
good for her.
She didn't want to party.
I have to say that I saw on your website that you put in quotations that you like sporadically cooking. So when my family's out of town, which is like right now they're out of town, and the kitchen is no longer like filled with people, I love cooking. I recently got into like a crock pot for the first time. I go, where has this been all my life? I need to know, what do you like to cook when you have time?
The thing is that I used to, this is telling my age, there was a subscription service called The Good Cook, and you could get cookbooks every month. I have tons of cookbooks downstairs in the kitchen and in my office and all about. I also have tons of cooking magazines because I subscribed to Cooking Light for probably 15 years and maybe longer than that until Cooking Light went away, actually. So it was forever. And Southern Living, Bon Appetit, I subscribed to all the cooking magazines. And so what I would do is go in, pick out a recipe out of a cooking magazine and make them. Even when I was single, I would do that for myself. And when I started dating my husband, I would spend Sundays going through my cookbooks. And I would have already picked out recipes from my cookbooks and cooking magazines. And I would cook like 3 things on Sundays. And then after we got married, I got pregnant. And that kind of drifted away. So my husband he knows where all the cookbooks are. He knows where all the cooking magazines are. And he's still like, if you would make one recipe from every cookbook and every magazine that you have, we would be straight. We would have food almost every day. I have that many. So when I have time, I will go into a cookbook and pick out something and make it. And usually, a lot of times it's a vegetarian type dish or a different cuisine, like Indian or Mexican or something like that. I just kind of branch out. So
I was waiting for you to say you have all these and you've never made one in your life, and I'm like, oh no, don't say that.
No. There's some, and my husband promises that he will always try, and he's very specific about try. It doesn't mean that he will continue to eat it. He'll eat one serving, and if he doesn't like it, it may sit in the refrigerator. Because I remember making some soup. He doesn't really like soup, so it's vegetable soup. He ate one serving, and it was a big pot. It was a huge pot. I was like, you're not going to eat it? He's like, no. No, I can't do it. I don't like soup that much. No. So, I would love to have more time to actually do that. And right now, the next thing I'm going to cook is I'm going to the grocery store this evening to pick up a few things. They're going to bring them to my car. I try not to go into the grocery store unless I have to. Um, and I'm going to marinate some chicken thighs because my husband and I have become fans of Kava, the restaurant Kava. Have you heard of
Oh
that?
yeah.
Yeah, we've become big fans, and we can't go all the time. It's expensive to go get your bowls and stuff like that. So I'm like, all right, I know what's in them. Probably won't taste the same, but I'm going to try. So I'm going to marinate some chicken thighs in a Greek marinade I found online, and we're gonna go from there. See what we can do.
I made for the first time today pancakes this morning. I like did it like by scratch.
Oh,
And
okay.
yeah.
So I said the
So
first time you made
flour.
pancakes.
I know pancakes. I didn't do like the premix. And
Okay.
so I'm thinking, I'm like, oh, I made pancakes. You're like, I'm gonna marinate chicken thighs, and I'm like, I'm stepping up. Like pancakes have nothing to do with. Oh my
I,
god.
you know, it's I should be better at cooking than I am. I was a chemistry major, so I actually I need. I mean, I'm not one of those people that can go in and say, a little pinch of this, a little splash of that. I need to be able to measure it because in chemistry, if you don't measure it, it goes boom. it's not, it's not good, and I've seen that happen. It's not a good look. In
I
chemistry class. Yeah, no, I had this quick story. We were in chemistry, and there's TNT, and then there's a thing called DNT. So if you mix something not quite right, you can turn it into TNT, which means it turns into a bomb. So we're in class, and one of my lab mates came in late, and she had just, this is in college. So she had just pledged the sorority, and she had on her brand new white sorority sweatshirt. She comes in and she's like, well, what are we doing? What are we doing? And we're all like, read your papers, ask the lab guy. We're trying to pay attention and being very careful. And so she just gets in and starts, da, 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 da. We're all looking at her like, I don't think it's supposed to be doing that. I don't think that's supposed to be happening. And it blew up.
oh my god.
I Everybody backed up. She and her shirt basically like holes melted into her sweatshirt. So she had to take it off real quick. But all of us started backing up. That's not what's supposed to be happening. Because she didn't get all the warnings because she wasn't there at the beginning. So she was just,
I
oh no.
that's something to like that would not leave my mind for the rest of college for her reputation. Remember that one time you blew up at the lab?
Oh, there are lots of things that blew up or broke or what have you. So, chemistry major, it was dangerous.
Well, this is like the perfect segue. I don't know how you did it, but I'm gonna go a little farther back. I'm gonna say in your history, in your life. So you went to medical school, and which is something I heavily admire. Um, but you also say, like you said earlier today, that you are a kidney transplant survivor, which is a huge, obviously, and scary thing. So here you are working in the medical field, and you're like, oh, transplant, that's nuts. So you wrote too on your website that your health crisis kind of awakened your desire to write and publish. So tell me more about how your love of writing kind of connected during that crazy time.
Hey, I'll give you a little bit of even further background. When I was 8, my cousins and I decided that we were going to write a mystery series that, we were going to write a mystery romance little series with kind of like a Nancy Drew kind of thing with people of color, with Black people, because, we just didn't see any. I mean, didn't see a whole lot of mystery stories at that time, especially for kids that had Black characters. So little 8-year-old people decided we were going to write. What do we know? Nothing. The only thing that we got right was that we actually created something like a story Bible where we actually went through, like I said, we just went through and wrote down all the characters, who each character liked, who they didn't like, you know, who they were friends with, who they weren't friends with, who the disagreements or who their parents were if they lived. So we kind of wrote a little story Bible. That's the only thing we got right. Other than that, we would write a bunch of one chapters because we didn't know how to fly. So we'd write, you know, the intro chapter, have some little cliffhanger, and that would be it because we didn't know how to connect it or anything like that. So we did that for a while, wrote a whole bunch of little one page, and we'd staple the paper so it looked like a book. And finally, we all decided to move on. So I went to med school, and every so often it would pop in my head that, you know, this would make a good story, but it just didn't pull the trigger. When my kidneys started failing, and it's a genetic thing. It's not like I didn't know it was going to happen because it happened to my mother and my aunt. Everybody on my mother's side of the family, half the people on my mother's side of the family. So it wasn't like I didn't know it was going to happen, but when it actually started happening, I found myself basically kind of saving up my energy to do one thing a day. Like, okay, I'm going to take the kids to the store, and then I'm sitting in bed the rest of the day. And I kept thinking, yeah, I mean, I could watch TV the whole time, I guess, but I really don't want to just sit here and not have anything, especially if things don't go the way you want them to go. I said, you know, I'd like to have left something behind from this period. So I said, you know, I could try to write one of those stories I've been thinking about. And that was a different type of writing than I'm doing now because I was not on any kind of timeline. And I wasn't even sure I was going to publish it. I just wanted to write. So I started my history of pantry through my way through books, writing books. So I wrote it, and I was essentially done with the first draft well before I had my kidney transplant. And then I sat on it. My dad moved in with us, and we were taking care of him, and I just sat on it until after he passed. And then I said, you know, it was during COVID, and I said, you know, I don't know if anybody want to read this or anything, but I might as well put it out there. And I took a class on how to self-publish and market and things like that. It didn't tell me anything. It didn't tell me enough. It's marketing still crazy, but I finally got it together, got it edited, and published it in November 2023. So, yeah, just getting that sick kind of pushed me to do the dream that I started out with when I was a little kid.
That is definitely a different story that I also respect. Yeah. Oh my gosh. But now you've like published, which came out, I'm trying to think, March 12th, you published your new book, The Game.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations. We're going to do
Thank you. Thank you.
I have to read like a real quick snippet of the description of the match game, okay?
Okay.
The match game is about the complexity of building love when you're old enough to know better, brave enough to try anyways, and wise enough to demand honesty even when it hurts. So I gotta tell you my little research I did. So this book has the main character, Grace, going to a dating match game. Yeah, I get it. I had no idea those were still a thing, so I Googled it. I Googled dating matchmakers near me. There's a ton, and they have like stories.
There's, I mean, you know, especially with the whole advent of online dating, everybody is looking for somebody to find that person for you, whether you can find them online or somebody in person to go find them for you. Yes, there's tons of them. I kind of knew that through my, you know, younger single years, but I like you said, I Googled it to make sure that I could say, I can make this up. It's fine. If they don't really do a whole bunch, there's probably a couple out there somewhere. But then I realized that there were that many, and they kind of do the whole range. You know, they could be just trying to get you somebody to go out with for a specific event, or whether you want to go out with somebody just for companionship, and you don't really want to a relationship, that you don't want to go to the opera by yourself. So, you have regular opera dates and this person goes with you, or somebody to go on a vacation with you, or if you're looking for a relationship, somebody to find that for you. So yeah, it's a whole industry.
Okay, so let's pretend, like you said, back in your young single days, um, you're not married, you're looking for something, love, hopefully, and I need to ask you, would you ever use a matchmaking agency? Or would you want to do it by yourself? Like, like on
I
something.
I actually, I'll say it. I actually did online dating back when they first really started it. Some of the online websites, I mean, it's still the wild, wild west now, but it was truly the wild, wild west then, because we really didn't know what we were doing, and all of the tricks and ways that people will get around you were just really getting started. Putting your high school picture up or something like that. And yeah, you don't know what that person looks like. And I guess a lot of us were going in it naive and honest. So we're showing our real picture. We're telling our real truth. And then you go in there and find out that there are plenty of people who are not, or people who have weird things that they're looking for. And you're like, oh, that's not what I was looking for. And that happens a lot more now, but people expect it more now. They kind of know that you have to go in a lot more guarded and be more protective of yourself. Back then, it was kind of like, here I am. Oh, no, no.
You could vet a lot more back then, I feel like,
Yeah,
because they were more honest, but now you're like, now people these days are kind of more cautious.
yeah, 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 that was it. Yeah, and you have to be. But then we didn't really know we had to be cautious, because most people, most people, many people, I wouldn't say most, many people were out there they were looking for something too. So, yeah, it was madness. It was madness.
I don't think I never had to answer the question, when I use a matchmaking agency. I think if like a friend of mine had a good experience, I'd think about it. But also, I'm like,
Hmm.
I feel like, this sounds selfish, I would want to pick someone myself. I don't know. That's a question I don't even need to focus on, but I'm just curious.
Yeah, no, I mean, hey, that's kind of where Grace is in this. Her friends set her up with a matchmaker. It's just kind of like, eh, they have a point. I mean, for her, she didn't really want to do that, but they had a point, and she done had not done a very good job in her matchmaking experience. So, I mean, in setting herself up, looking for relationships, et cetera, so on. So she could see their point, and maybe you need to just let somebody else do it for a while, kind of recalibrate yourself and see how that goes. And then she runs into Luke right after meeting the matchmaker. So, and she recognizes that I just signed up for a matchmaker, but she was like, ooh, he's kind of hot.
I was like, this is a sign, let me tell you that.
Yeah, yeah.
You also have, so your books, you have two different series. You have
Hmm.
the Universe and the Meet Your Match books. So Homecoming Chaos was your first book, and it was a romantic suspense. And I put my questions, I put, it included literal murder.
Yeah.
So it's like a suspense part. Late Match, which is your first Meet Your Match book, is a contemporary romance with no murder.
Yeah.
Um, as a reader, I love that you broaden what you write. So, will you keep writing different genres under the romance umbrella, or are you sticking with these two right now?
Well, what I actually would love to write is a real live mystery. Um, but I probably will stick with these two. And if you looked at my Dabble dashboard, there's probably 20, they're not even works in progress. It's like 20 titles of things that I'm interested in one day writing about. Um, Probably maybe more than that now. Because I want to write I want to write a Christmas novella. And, you know, I'm supposed to be writing book 4 of the Chaos Universe. I, I have to write this book. And because it's been over a year and a half since the last one. I need to write this book. And I made good headway. I actually have 60,000 words on it, but I'm reworking them because I didn't like the way it was going. And the book 3 in the Meet to Match series I've already got some artwork on it. It's knocking on my head. So I'm going to try to do both of those, and I may try to slide in the Christmas one because a story popped in my head earlier this week. So I was like, oh, okay.
You need to add it to the top of the list of names, the Christmas one. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never written a strictly, although I have half of a Christmas novella in the Chaos Universe about Jameson's brother.
Okay.
Because he has very bad dating history as well, and this is actually him finding someone who doesn't burn his clothes or bleach them or throw rocks at his windows or anything like that.
So relationship goals, to not have that.
Yeah. So he meets somebody who actually is a normal, sane person who's looking for something too, and of course they get stalked.
There you go. Okay, so for my last big question, I gotta ask. Tell me what you can tell me. What is next for D.W. Brooks?
Oh my gosh. As in writing or as in events or which?
Kind of both. Like, do you have any sightings coming up? Do you have any actual writing that you can tell us about?
I have actually started book 3 for the Meet Your Match series. I can just tell you it is going to be about Grace's brother, Vic, and their friend, the friend of the group. She's been in both books, in Late Match and in the Match Game. Her name is Adrienne. Everybody calls her Reese. So it's going to be about book 3 is about them. I've started that very early, but I've actually started that. And I'm still working on, like I said, book 4, which is actually going to be called Model Chaos. And I need to buckle down and actually set up a word count per day so I can actually get it done. Because if I don't establish how many words I want to write a day, then I kind of put it off and say, well, let me go do this as well. As far as events are concerned, I have one in Dallas in Easter weekend. And then I have another one here in Houston on June 13th. I have one in New York during the summer, July, and 2 in the fall. I'm going to Book Harvest and there's one called Tropicon. It's here in Houston. There's some other ones that are kind of covering. I also am trying to set up a couple of events with some bookstores in the area. I was trying to do one, right around the launch, but I had some issues Amazon, and I had remember, I guess it was almost 2 weeks ago when Amazon kind of crashed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of screwed up my launch because I was going to, that day actually, I was going to go in and, click the button and have it get ready for pre-order and launch. And when the site went down, different sections went down, mine didn't come back up. Everybody else, a lot of other people did. My part didn't come back up. So I couldn't actually publish my book. I was panicking.
Yeah.
Because the ebook was fine. but the paperback, they had to go in there and do some tweaking and fix it. So,
How long did that
so
take back?
it took them. Let's see, I contacted them on a Thursday. It took them 5 days.
Okay.
So yeah, so they let me know like on Monday night. My book was coming out on Thursday, so Monday night they let me know. I put it in on Tuesday, and they actually cleared it really fast. So so it was, it was ready and already up even before Thursday. But yeah, uh, but that meant that I couldn't get any copies for myself. I mean, nobody could actually order any copies because it just got approved, and so I had to move my planned book, some of my planned book events around. So it was
Well, I have to say, you are a blast. Thank you for coming on IG Live. Oh my gosh.
thank you very much. This was a lot of fun.
Oh my gosh. I wish you so much luck, and I'm gonna follow you on Instagram. I mean, I do follow you. I mean, like, I'm gonna follow all your adventures and your books and your signings, and I'll be there in the background cheering you on.
Thank you very much, and I really appreciate this. And we can do this again. Next book.
I love it. Oh gosh. Okay. Have a great day. It's a little stormy
Thank you.
outside, but have a great day. Okay.
Thank you. You take care. All right.
Have a good day. Bye.
Bye.